When we invent like perfectly realistic like holodeck type shit, it is fucking over, man. There are going to be so okay, listen, okay? When we find a way to merge like realistic holodeck type simulation training bullshit with like home consumer electronics, it is over for all the bullies in high school, okay? They're going to try to bully the nerd kid, and this nerd kid since he's 11 has been reenacting like the siege of Stalingrad, you know? This like this fucking 14-year-old in high school is just going is just, big Poindexter glasses with duct tape in the middle, and this kid has seen the horrors of war, all right? This person was there, okay, at fucking Thermopylae, all right, fighting alongside the Spartans. People are just going to use them to have sex. Well, yeah, right? If that was a thing you could do, why would you ever? Well, yeah, of course, absolutely. Honestly, it would probably be bad for the reproduction rate. Jesus, that'd be difficult to pull back through. There was always a scene that I really liked in one of the Star Trek Next Generation movies. It's the one where they fight the Borg, I think. One of the ones where they fight the Borg, were there multiple? It's the main Borg one. The what was the name of that one? First Contact. First Contact. That's right. That's right. Yeah, with the Borg Queen. And basically the Borg personnel shields, the force fields they have around like their individual soldiers, have like energy fields that just absorb phaser shots or whatever. So to kill two Borg robot android cyborg things, Picard lures them into the holodeck where which by the way he hides in there, which doesn't make any sense because all the other fake people he fills the holodeck with in simulating some 1920s speakeasy would have been made with force fields, and he's made of flesh and blood, and the Borg have like incredibly sophisticated, very futuristic like biometric scanners for their eyes. So they should have walked in there and immediately picked up on the heat signature that Picard was over that away. But anyway, Picard turned off the safety limiters for the holodeck and then used a Tommy gun to kill the Borg because the computer was producing bullets from the Tommy gun and and projecting a force field around the bullets to match the projected image, and then those force fields were slamming into the Borg at like the speed of sound, you know? Which if it can do that, it really makes you wonder like can could the holodeck not just have a kill mode? Like if it's capable of projecting force fields anywhere at speeds hard enough to kill Borg, shouldn't Picard be like the activate the kill button and just at 8 times the speed of sound, guillotines of force fields just roll through and just instantly just annihilate? Yeah. I wonder what the limitations on that are. Like, could you can't make the entire ship a force field. You can't do it to the whole ship because it's only in the holodeck, but obviously he didn't have time to reprogram the holodeck. Buddy, I would have programmed that in my first fucking day. That's like an excellent, like a last resort type thing. Like, oh, you've captured me on my ship. I'll negotiate my surrender on the holodeck. Wink. And you go in there and you have the kill button. It's just everyone in the room but me. Create force fields in between every molecule in their body. Just turn them into mist. Just whatever. How would you even do force fields that would feel like a pussy though? Like if you want to fuck things in the holodeck? Do you think maybe the force field would be like fleshy, but then it would be levitating and projecting an image over like a pocket pussy or something? I don't know. Seems difficult. I don't even how because how are force fields even supposed to work? Is there any like technobabble explanation? Has any scientist ever gone like, well, theoretically, because sometimes they do this for like faster than light travel. It's like, well, theoretically, okay, well, how? Because shields, like force fields, like a defensive shield, is omnipresent in like all sci-fi. Like it's everywhere. Like basically all sci-fi has a shield. you know, like a force field. But I don't think there's even a theoretical explanation for it. I was thinking about it before, and the closest thing I could think of that sounds halfway plausible is like a flak shield. Like if you had a ship in space, like you could have a bunch of magnetic debris that you could sort of eject from the ship and control a magnetic field to sort of vaguely hover it in an area around the ship to sort of catch incoming projectiles. That to me sounds like it could be cool. That could be cool. I think that'd be a cool fantasy concept, don't you think? Or like sci-fi, right? Like, you know, yeah, there's an incredibly powerful and sophisticated magnet inside the ship that projects a field outside the ship that allows it to sort of just move this giant debris field. Does anyone know what I mean? That could look cool too, don't you think? It's called a deflector array. Like, imagine how that would look if a ship was floating in space and it just had like a bunch of, I don't know, like maybe 1 centimeter, like little flakes of magnetic metal around, you know, and they just hover and it just looks like a buzzing swarm. And then like a rocket is fired at the ship and all of it just swirls around and forms like a solid wall to catch the, you know, and the best thing is it wouldn't even like be destroyed because even like if you hit it with lasers or rockets or whatever, it's all still magnetic. It could still be caught by it. You could reuse that shield over and over. The magnet would have to be really powerful and also really volatile. Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you could just make one of these right now. I'm only saying that that to me sounds like a thing that I could like fathom being done in a sci-fi setting. Like I can imagine a scientist walking up to me right now and saying, well, in theory, and like explain that, you know? That'd be cool. Basically, the metallic ash from every hit just becomes more metal. Yeah, yeah, right, because the energy you're exerting would be from maintaining the magnetic field, but damage done to the magnetic debris itself wouldn't affect the energy that would need to be expended to maintain the field, so it would basically just metal loses its magnetic property after reaching a certain heat. Ooh, that's true. But how sick would that be, right? Like, how fucking cool would it be if if you would ship with like depot bays on its side that it could use to deploy additional flak, and then when it takes too much, like when the shield takes too much damage and it's all like 2,000 degrees Celsius or whatever, you just discard it, like deactivate the field, fucking move the ship around, and then like deploy another thing of flak. That could be really fucking cool. I think. I think it's cool. I'm excited about this concept now. I think that's cool. It's very 40k. It feels like orcish almost, I think. Any ships destroyed can join the flak. Yeah, it'd be really easy to repurpose. Yeah, so you should write this into something. One day. I can dream, right? Oh, I hear Artemy. I gotta go to sleep. Because I was thinking about it a while ago, about how you would design a sci-fi ship with technology that's reasonably close to ours, but still has like the grandiosity and scale and majesty of like a futuristic spaceship. And I feel like some of the problems you could solve in theory, right? So obviously one of the big ones is like, well, how do you have artificial gravity? And then it's like, okay, well, you have a rotary portion of the ship that crew quarters are kept in, and the centrifugal force of it spinning uh, simulates the the downward pull of gravity, at least to an extent. And like theoretically, couldn't you have a ship where it's like the crew quarters and gravity, the crew quarters and like the place where people sleep and live, that rotates, but like engineering, weapons, and like basically all the like maintenance part of the ship are kept in 0G, because you can't have the whole ship spinning. um so it would be like, okay, it's time to move from like crew deck to like I guess you'd probably also want to keep the deck spinning, or not the deck, the not the cabin. Oh god, what am I thinking of? The the place where the captain is. The deck? Is that the deck? The bridge. Thank you, the bridge. Um you'd probably want to keep that also spinning, because I guess it'd be kind of disorienting to pilot a ship. Actually, no, you could just strap in, right? Like on a ship? I don't know, like just have the crew quarters spin so that people don't have that bone density problem if they get in 0G for a long time. And then like, oh, it's time for like battle stations or whatever. If a battle is lasting so long that you're staying in 0G for like 24 hours, you're probably fucking dead anyway. So just strap in for like, 2 hours in 0G. That's fine if you're strapped into a chair. That could be pretty cool. So I guess that would be how you'd solve the gravity thing. If you wanted shields, then I guess my flak shields idea is cool. I guess I'd like to see that. I feel like a lot of people are weird about weapons too. Sci-fi weapons are always really dumb. Like lasers. I've never lasers. I don't get it. I just don't. I don't get it. Why not use conventional weapons, right? Elite Dangerous. Doe, I've heard that's one of them games that you lose parts of your life to. I've already got Elden Ring. Have mercy. Um, lasers are more fun. Are lasers more fun than a space Gatling gun? I want you to really think about that, okay? I want you to really imagine a a gigantic spaceship with flak cannons and Gatling guns. I think the idea of a rust bucket flagship that looks like industrial and all the weapons on it are like conventional weapons is fucking sick, okay? Like, I love the idea of a spaceship turning broadside because it has like 8,000 40 millimeter cannons on either side and it's about to fucking annihilate another like another ship. Like that is so fucking cool. 4,500. Okay, Jesus Christ, though. You might as well recommend me opium. Fucking hell. I have wanted to try it though. 40 millimeter would be small. Okay, yes, 40 millimeters, 160 millimeter, whatever you want, right? Like it seems to me like if you're making a ship, right? We're looking at like three things, right? Okay, we're looking at cannons, bullets, and missiles. You know, a rocket probably wouldn't move fast enough to be reliable at any reasonable distance. Maybe bullets and cannons could, especially if they're built for speed. Um, but yeah, I don't know. And by the way, nukes, nukes. That's one of the things that I respect about the 40K universe. By the way, okay. That's one of the things that I respect, They're like, how do we end the world? This world in particular, because there are many worlds, millions in the Imperium, actually. How do we end this world? You have your virus bombs, you have your planet crackers, you have all this cool stuff. They've got nukes, too. That's what I'm talking about. If we're making gigantic flagships, if we're pulling stops up on other parts of the world, galaxy, whatever, nukes. Pop. Nukes are very bad in space. I'm not talking about responsible construction here. What about what I have said has given you the impression that what I'm talking about would make the world a better place? We're going for rust bucket industrial punk ship construction, okay? We're going how can I with my brain fathom making a ship like this today with existing technology and making it the most stupidly dangerous thing in the world? Actually, except for the flak shield thing. That's science fantasy right now. Apart from that, could this not be constructed? If we had, okay, I'm really asking, if we had a theoretically infinite amount of money and time with existing technology, could we construct anything approximating like a military ship that orbits the planet? Obviously, it can't do magic shit like instantly warp speed or travel between planets, and fuel would be a problem for travel, but yes, of course. Okay, let's do it. All right? The United States, okay, our government can spend $1 trillion on this. We can do it, okay? We need the first space fleet ship. It will never leave Earth orbit because that's not a problem we figured out how to solve yet, okay? It will orbit Earth in high orbit. It will contain a payload of 400 nuclear warheads in shells which will survive re-entry and detonate, if needed, on top of any city in the world. It will have, for no reason whatsoever, because there are no other ships up there, tens of thousands of cannons, bristling, pointed in every single direction. It will have an internal factory for manufacturing more ammunition. Okay? It will have every mechanical system necessary. Sounds expensive? Oh, it will be ruinous. This is how we crush American hegemony. We will bankrupt our shitty country building this. And then we get two good things. No America and we get this flagship. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. How cool would that be? They'd have to build it in space, right? There's no way we could fly something that heavy up. Oh, yes, it would be very expensive. Oh, yes. We would need like a moon base or something. Or like a space elevator. Can we build a space elevator? I know we can. But can we? Can we? Like, I want to. We cannot? Can we make a little one? The ISS was built on Earth. I'm talking about a ship the size of a football field. No space elevator is a no-go. Can we make like a little one? Wait, why can't we make a space elevator? Okay, what if we make one on the moon? Okay. Does the moon have iron? The moon has iron, right? Okay, yeah, we make a space yard on the moon. Okay? All we need is the construction equipment to construct more construction equipment. Okay? And then we turn the moon into a shipyard. Okay? Why? To make the ship that I've been talking about. Are you even listening? Okay? They're gonna make a big ship. Okay? And it's gonna be on the moon, so it'll be very easy for them to lift off. They could even do it under their own engines. Because the moon is like, what, 1/6 the gravity of the U.S.? Of the U.S. of America. Of America. All right, I'm ending stream. Good night.